Good day, everyone. For this report, I will be discussing the motivations and rationale for social marketing. Instead of only defining social marketing, this report focuses on why social marketing became necessary in development practice and how it functions as a strategic tool within social mobilization. In other words, we are asking a basic question. So, why do development programs need social marketing? To answer this, we first need to understand the gap between knowledge and action. So let us begin with a simple observation. So people already know many behaviors that are good or bad for them. People know how smoking causes aging and cancer. People know exercise improves health. And people know plastic pollution harms the environment. Yet knowledge does not always translate into action. Edge Zen's theory of planned behavior explains that behavior is influenced not only by knowledge, but also by attitudes, social norms, and perceived behavioral control. And similarly, Rogers' diffusion of innovation theory shows that people adopt innovations only when they see them as compatible with their lives and advantageous compared to alternatives. So, this gap between awareness and action became one of the key motivations for social marketing. Social marketing exists because information alone does not guarantee behavior change. Another important motivation behind social marketing comes from the ethical concerns surrounding commercial marketing. So, commercial marketing has proven extremely effective at influencing behavior, and companies use advertising, branding, and emotional messaging to persuade consumers to purchase products. However, these strategies have sometimes promoted products that harm public health. For example, cigarettes advertising historically encouraged smoking despite known health crisis and health risks. And similarly, aggressive marketing of sugary drinks like Coca-Cola and fast food like McD has contributed to rising obesity and diet-related diseases. So these concerns led scholars to ask an important question. So if marketing tools can encourage harmful behaviors, why not use the same tools to promote behaviors that benefit society? And this question became one of the motivations for developing social marketing as a field. One of the central ideas behind social marketing is exchange theory. So Kotler and Zeltman first introduced the concept of social marketing in 1971, arguing that marketing principles could be used to promote social good. And later, Bagozzi explained that marketing is fundamentally about exchange relationships, even when money is not involved. So in social marketing, people are not just buying products. Instead, they are adapting behaviors. But adapting a new behavior almost always involves a cost. For example, quitting smoking may mean losing a coping habit, and using public transportation may reduce convenience. Reducing plastic may require extra effort, and people change behavior when they believe that benefits outweigh the costs. Social marketing therefore tries to increase perceived benefits and reduce perceived barriers. And that is the strategic rationale behind behavior change campaigns. One of the primary motivations for social marketing is behavior change. Many development programs depend on individuals adapting healthier or safer behaviors. Examples include vaccination, hand washing, waste segregation, and safe driving. For instance, global hand washing campaigns improved hygiene practices by emphasizing personal benefits and increasing accessibility to facilities and promoting behavior as a social norm. Andreessen emphasizes that successful social marketing requires understanding the target audience and reducing barriers to behavior adoption. Without behavior change, many development inventions cannot achieve their intended outcomes. Behavior change alone is not always sufficient. Social marketing also supports policy advocacy. For example, smoke free public space policies were strengthened by campaigns that changed public attitudes towards smoking. Behavior change campaigns help shift norms while legislation institutionalized the change. Research in behavioral public policy shows that communication strategies can increase public acceptance of policies designed to improve social outcomes. The rationale is that sustainable change requires both individual behavior change and supportive policy environments. Another motivation for social marketing is resource mobilization. Development programs often require resources such as funding, infrastructure, training, and technology. So, for example, digital literacy programs in rural areas require computers, internet access, and training facilities. So, social marketing helps communicate the importance of these initiatives to donors, institutions, and partners. It essentially answers the question, why should people invest in this cause? So, this makes social marketing an important strategy for ensuring program sustainability. Marketing can also help mobilize public will. So, public will refers to widespread societal support for addressing social issues. So, mental health awareness campaigns illustrate this process. Over time, campaigns help normalize conversations about mental health and reduce stigma around seeking psychological support. So, media coverage, advocacy efforts, and community discussions help shift public perceptions. So, this demonstrates that social marketing can influence not only individuals, but also broader societal norms and public discourse. Another rationale for social marketing is empowerment. Traditional development programs often treated communities as passive recipients of assistance. However, participatory development emphasizes community involvement in decision making. So, Paula Pear argued that development must involve dialogue, participation, and critical awareness. So, for example, disaster preparedness programs became more effective when communities helped design evacuation plan and safety protocols. Social marketing can support empowerment by increasing awareness of rights, services, and opportunities for participation. So governments sometimes rely on regulation to influence behavior. For example, fines may be imposed for littering or smoking in restricted areas. While regulation can enforce compliance, it does not always create lasting commitment. People may follow rules only when enforcement is present. So, social marketing seeks to create internal motivation and social norms that sustain behavior even without supervision. Because social marketing influences perceptions and behavior, ethical considerations are extremely important. The same persuasive techniques used in commercial marketing can also be misused. Hastings emphasizes that social marketing should prioritize transparency, evidence based communication, and respect for people's autonomy. The goal is not to manipulate people into compliance, but to help them make informed decisions that benefit both individuals and society. To conclude, social marketing emerged because development practitioners realized that information alone does not automatically lead to behavior change. Policies alone cannot guarantee adoption. Resources alone cannot ensure participation. Social marketing integrates communication, behavioral insights, advocacy, resource mobilization, and public engagement strategies. Ultimately, social change is not automatic. It must be strategically communicated, supported, and collectively sustained. To know more about this topic, check out these references. Here is our reflective question for this module. Social marketing uses persuasive communication techniques similar to those in commercial marketing. In your opinion, how can social marketing influence behavior effectively while still respecting people's freedom to choose? Thank you for joining me today. Please hang on and watch our next presenter for Module 5. Enjoy learning.